Over 60. These vitamins are silently destroying your heart. Surgeons warn. Senior nutrition. Imagine this with me for a moment. Are those vitamins you take every morning truly protecting your heart or quietly weakening it without you realizing? Just a few days ago, I treated a 68-year-old gentleman who was rushed in with a heart failure. He never smoked a day in his life, but every morning for years, he'd start his day with a handful of vitamins for seniors that he believed were harmless. And here's the uncomfortable truth: nearly 68% of adults over 60 take at least 3 different vitamins or supplements every single day. But 4 very common types can raise your blood pressure, trigger irregular heartbeats, cause fluid retention, and even thicken your blood. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly which vitamins carry those hidden risks and how to use supplements in a way that actually protects your heart instead of hurting it. Stay with me until the end, because one small mistake can be the difference between a strong heart and one that's forced to struggle. 1. Vitamin D plus calcium. When bone support starts narrowing your arteries. Let me tell you about Richard, a 72-year-old gentleman from Texas. He never smoked, rarely drank, and loved his morning walks in the park. Worried about osteoporosis after 70, he took a high-dose vitamin D pill and a calcium tablet every single morning for almost 5 years. He truly believed he was investing in stronger bones and a healthier heart. But one day, climbing just a few steps left him breathless and clutching his chest. When we ran a coronary scan, the results were tough to hear. His arteries were significantly calcified. Here's what most people don't realize. After 60, the body doesn't handle calcium the way it did at 30. When you combine calcium supplements with high-dose vitamin D, the amount of calcium absorbed into the bloodstream can exceed what your body actually needs. And that excess calcium doesn't just settle into your bones. It can attach to the walls of your arteries, stiffen existing plaque, and narrow the vessel over time. Some studies even show that long-term calcium supplementation is linked to a roughly 20.25% higher risk of coronary artery calcification compared to getting calcium mainly from food. That doesn't mean vitamin D or calcium are bad. They're incredibly important, but only when used correctly. You need to know your actual vitamin D level before taking extra. You should prioritize calcium from foods like yogurt, cheese, sardines with bones, and leafy greens. And supplements, if needed, should stay at modest doses and only under your doctor's guidance. What you absolutely shouldn't do is take high-dose vitamin D and calcium together for years without labs or monitoring. The encouraging part: after 3 to 6 months of adjusting their dose and switching to food-based calcium, many of my patients tell me their leg cramps ease up, that heavy feeling in the chest improves, and their blood pressure starts to steady. If you're taking the vitamin D-H calcium combo every morning, stay with me. In just a bit, I'll show you exactly how to read labels and recognize when bone support quietly turns into a heart risk. 2. High-dose vitamin. When antioxidant power makes your blood too thin. I still remember a patient named Margaret, 68, who carried a deep fear of aging quickly or suffering a stroke like her mother. She watched advertisements, heard her friends rave about how high-dose vitamin E could rejuvenate the arteries, brighten the skin, slow aging, and she eventually added a 400-800 IU pill to her already long list of daily supplements. A few months later, she noticed bruises appearing out of nowhere. She felt lightheaded whenever she stood up. Some days her heart would suddenly race and flutter. Margaret brushed it off as just getting older, until the day she was rushed to the hospital with a dangerous arrhythmia. Here's the truth: vitamin E is not a more is better supplement. At normal physiological levels, it's an important antioxidant, but when taken in high doses, especially anything above 400 IU a day, it can thin the blood too much, raising the risk of bleeding and irregular heart rhythms. This becomes even more dangerous for older adults who already have heart disease, high blood pressure, or who are taking blood thinners or daily aspirin. After 60, your clotting system becomes more delicate, push it off balance, and it doesn't take much to trigger a medical emergency. Scientifically, high-dose vitamin E can interfere with vitamin K, a key player in blood clotting. So when you accelerate antioxidant activity but cut the brakes on clotting, the body becomes vulnerable to silent internal bleeding. Brain bleeds, gastrointestinal bleeds, even tiny bleeds inside the heart muscle that no one notices until it's too late. Some large analyses involving tens of thousands of patients even show a small but real increase in cardiovascular-related mortality among those taking high-dose vitamin E compared to people who only get it through food. So how do you stay safe? Unless your doctor specifically recommends it, you should avoid taking high-dose standalone vitamin E supplements. Most adults only need about 15 milligrams a day, and you can easily get that from foods like olive oil, almonds, sunflower seeds, avocados, and fatty fish. And if you're on a blood thinner, have coronary disease, heart failure, or any arrhythmia, make sure your doctor knows every supplement you take, even those beauty vitamins you bought online. The good news is that 2 to 4 weeks after stopping high-dose vitamin E, many of my patients see their bruising fade, feel steadier, and notice their heart rhythm calming down. If you have a bottle of 400 IU vitamin E sitting in your cabinet right now, take a moment to look at it carefully. And keep watching, because I'll show you exactly how to clean up your supplement shelf to keep your heart safer. And if you're over 60 and taking any kind of vitamin daily, this information could genuinely spare you from an avoidable heart event. Tap like. So this video reaches more older adults who might be unknowingly harming their own heart. And if you want more doctor-led warnings about medications, vitamins, and heart health, hit subscribe. I'll make sure you never miss a life-saving update. 3. High-dose vitamin B6. The numbness gets worse, and your heart starts to race. I remember a patient named James, 66, from California. He struggled with numbness in his hands and feet, especially at night. After searching online, he found dozens of people claiming that vitamin B6 could ease nerve tingling. So he bought a bottle of 100 milliounce tablets and took one every day. Sometimes even doubling the dose because he thought a little extra should fix it faster. But after about 3 months, not only did the numbness fail to improve, it got worse. His steps felt unstable, and he couldn't quite sense where his feet were landing. What truly worried him, though, was the sudden fluttering in his chest. Episodes where his heart skipped, raced, or felt completely out of rhythm. The truth is, vitamin B6 is only safe in very small amounts. When taken in high doses over long periods, it can damage the sensory nerves, the very fibers responsible for detecting position, pressure, and vibration. Once those peripheral nerves are disrupted, the signals traveling between the brain and the heart become chaotic, creating that unsettling mix of palpitations, fast heartbeats, or skipped beats. And for people who already have coronary disease or high blood pressure, this becomes a dangerous combination. On a biological level, high-dose B6 can slowly accumulate and interfere with nerve cell function, like miswiring the electrical cables that regulate sensation and heart rhythm. Some studies show that long-term use of more than 50 milliliters a day significantly raises the risk of nerve injury. And here's the frustrating part. These symptoms don't just disappear the moment you stop the supplement. Nerve recovery often takes weeks or even months. So how do you use B6 safely? Most adults only need around 1.3 to 1.7 milligrams per day, and you can easily get that from food. Fish, turkey, bananas, potatoes, whole grains. High-dose B6 should only be taken with a clear medical indication for a limited duration and under supervision. If you're using a nerve vitamin and the label says 50.100 milliliters of B6, make sure to bring it up with your doctor at your next appointment. The encouraging part is that many patients start feeling steadier, less numb, and more rhythmically stable after 4 to 8 weeks of tapering or stopping high doses under proper guidance. And if you're dealing with numb hands or feet right now and thinking about increasing your vitamin dose, stay with me. Near the end of the video, I'll show you safer science-backed ways to support both your nerves and your heart. 4. Senior multivitamins. When one small pill packs more than your heart can handle. Linda, a 70-year-old patient of mine, walked into my office holding a bottle of multivitamins. She smiled and said, "Doctor, can you check this for me? It's made specifically for older adults. I take one every day just to feel safe." She truly believed that a single pill could replace everything her body might be missing. But lately, she had noticed her heart beating faster, her face flushing at random moments, and her blood pressure creeping up even though she was eating quite sensibly. It never crossed her mind that her senior multivitamin could be part of the problem. The truth is, many multivitamins sold today are designed for active middle-aged adults, Not for a body over 60 where the kidneys, liver, and heart don't process nutrients the way they used to. A tiny tablet can contain high doses of iron, which easily builds up and generates free radicals that damage heart muscle. Too much zinc, which lowers copper levels and destabilizes heart rhythm, or strong B-complex blends that nudge blood pressure and heart rate upward without you realizing it. Here's what happens inside the body. When you load a sensitive cardiovascular system with multiple metabolism-boosting ingredients, the heart has to adapt by working harder. Excess iron can deposit in the heart and stiffen the muscle. Too much zinc paired with low copper interferes with the electrical signals that keep your heartbeat steady. And high-dose niacin or B-complex vitamins can suddenly dilate blood vessels, causing flushing, dizziness, and a pounding heartbeat. None of these changes knock you down instantly, but they quietly push your heart closer to its limits. This doesn't mean you must abandon all multivitamins. It means you need the right type at the right dose for your age. If you're over 60 and not anemic, you typically don't need extra iron at all. Look for formulas labeled senior mature adults or 50+ with moderate mineral levels, especially ones that prioritize safe doses of magnesium, vitamin D, and B12 while avoiding ingredients that overstimulate metabolism. The encouraging part is that after switching to a more age-appropriate formula for just 2 or 3 weeks, many of my patients tell me their heart no longer feels like it's racing, their blood pressure settles, and their sleep becomes noticeably calmer. So if you have a bottle of extra strong multivitamins in your cabinet right now, pick it up, turn it around, and examine the label again after you finish this video. I'll walk you through exactly what to keep, adjust, or remove to protect your heart the right way. The 3 tests that protect your heart before you take any vitamin. Now, instead of memorizing dozens of supplement names or squinting at tiny labels, I want you to remember just 3 numbers. This is the golden key I rely on for every patient over 60 before deciding whether they need any vitamin at all. The first number is 25 OHD, your blood level of vitamin D. So many people take high-dose vitamin D simply because they heard everyone is deficient. Yet when we run the labs, a surprising number are already in the normal range or even close to the upper limit. If your level is already fine, adding more vitamin D every day only increases your risk of artery calcification, especially if you're also taking calcium. The second number is ferritin, your body's iron storage. After 60, unless you've had gastrointestinal bleeding, major surgery, or certain medical conditions, most people don't need extra iron. In fact, elevated ferritin is linked to chronic inflammation and heart muscle damage. That's why I'm extremely cautious with multivitamins containing iron for older adults. The third number is magnesium, ideally magnesium RBC. Magnesium is the conductor of your heartbeat, yet it's often forgotten. When you're low in magnesium, you're more prone to cramps, palpitations, and atrial fibrillation, but a little extra from food or low-dose supplements is far safer than most other vitamins. When you and your doctor have these 3 numbers in hand, deciding on vitamins becomes dramatically simpler. Supplement only what you're actually missing at the right dose for the right amount of time, rather than taking pills because of advertisements or long-standing habits. A single set of blood tests every 6 to 12 months can spare your heart from a long list of preventable risks. We've just walked through 4 supplements that look harmless but can quietly harm the heart after 60 high-dose vitamin D paired with calcium, high-dose vitamin E, high-dose vitamin B6, and strong multivitamin formulas that aren't designed for your age. The danger isn't the vitamins themselves. It's the dose, the duration, and the habit of taking them without testing or medical guidance. If you remember this golden key, 3 simple blood tests before adding anything new, you've already taken a major step toward protecting your heart. If today's information helped you understand how to use vitamins safely after 60, tap like so. More older adults can avoid these hidden dangers. Don't forget to subscribe for more doctor-led warnings about medications, supplements, and heart health. And if you have a loved one who takes multiple vitamins every day, share this video with them. One small action might protect their heart for years to come. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.